I'm Aled.
I'm Dr. John.
And tonight's another installment of a celebration party.
No, it's an episode, Ed.
Episode. Yeah. I get that messed up sometime. But anyway, we're happy this week, and we're going to talk about it.
That's right.
Reaching for the sky. Hey, Dr. John, enough already, let it out.
Yeah.
All right, we got a huge studio audience tonight. It's growing.
We got the best song out of every podcast. I swear to God we do.
It's because I wrote it.
Anyway, congratulations, Donald J. Trump.
Yeah.
Bernie Marino, thank God you're in there.
And there are 3 Supreme Court justices in Ohio won.
Absolutely. Ms. Shanahan, Mr. Hawkins, and Mr. Dieters, welcome to the party.
Yes, we're anxious to have you.
And so happy that you guys are smart enough to vote down issue 1. That was all outside money.
Oh my God, George Soros.
All dark money that was from out of state that had nothing to do with any Buckeye. None of us had nothing to do with it.
I gotta say that we kicked ass this election. People finally woke up and got out there and vote.
When you're paying, when it costs you $150 a week just to just barely get by on groceries, it kind of shows up in the polls when it comes back around.
Who's only spending $150 a week?
Me, on myself.
Oh, okay. I said I can't. That ain't at my house.
I used to get by on a third of that before they put
Look.
pedophile in the White House, which they did put them in there. I don't know if everybody noticed the numbers or not, but
What's that?
well, somewhere along the line, John, we lost 15 million Democratic voters.
I think it's more like 12 to 15 million.
Ain't that the truth?
Well, here's the thing. If you go back the last 5 years and you look at the number of votes in the election, okay, from 5 years, they're all about the same except for 2020. All of a sudden, and Trump had 75 million, and all of a sudden Joe Biden's got 81 million.
Woo!
Yeah, how did that happen?
A twice failed candidate that
More than Obama had.
We got more people coming in today.
Yeah.
But yeah, he
I had to find another chair, and now we're back to that. Oh, what she got? 69 million now.
Yeah, they're trying. No, I think 64 million or whatever. It don't matter.
Well, they got it for 69 now. But anyhow,
anyway,
that's another anomaly that was with the 2020 election. Everybody goes, oh, it couldn't be cheated. Well, the proof's in the pudding right there that they added all those votes. I don't give a shit what you say. I'm not taking it no more. They cheated that election.
Exactly, and there's no way that they can deny it. And that's why they're all wanting to play nice now. They don't even want to talk about it. It's like, oh, what's done is done, But
yeah, and it is done. We can't go back to it.
Anyway, I want to talk about a few things, John, that Trump's second president that's won a second term separately. He didn't instead of consecutively. The first one was Grover Cleveland in 1892, which is kind of interesting. And ironically, Starr County, Texas, which is 97% Latino. Last time they went for a Republican was 1892. And they went and they voted in Donald Trump this election. So it's kind of nice to have that.
They finally figured out that Democrats are racist.
Well, they are
They
racist.
should have known that from the Civil War. They're the ones that started because they didn't want to get rid of their slaves. They're still pissed about
They
it.
started the Klan. Backed it.
Well, Jim Crow. I mean, you could, they're the ones that stand in schoolhouse doors and all that stuff, John. It's just the way
Did
it
you
is.
know? And here's something that I was completely amazed about. They spent $16 billion on this election.
Right.
16 billion. Now that's in the country. $16 billion.
That's on all your candidates.
Yeah, on all of them.
Right.
But that's still damn ridiculous to spend $16 billion on an election. In my mind, I don't understand where this $16 billion.
Yeah, really.
I don't get it. Where's all this money coming from?
Well, Camilla was on every football game, commercial break, at least twice.
But where does $16 billion come from for an election?
Well, George Soros, Act Blue. We can.
Well, both sides spend a lot of money, but I'm just saying that
Well,
I don't get how that adds up.
Most of your Republican money came from your homegrown donations. There wasn't really a lot of super PACs involved in the Trump.
And super PACs ought to be outlawed.
I agree. I totally.
Yeah.
that it's ridiculous that they can pump this money in and not have to, they don't have to disclose where it's coming from. They can put this money in an election.
You know what's interesting, John, is Camilla herself had $1 billion in the 106 days that she was running for president. And at the end of the day, she ended up $22 million in debt. How the hell do you do that?
Out of her campaign fund, she actually spent $881 million, but total she spent $2 billion, so she had over.
Well, she still has people that she's employed for this and still have yet to be paid. So I doubt.
Well, she had 1.2 or over $1 billion coming in dark money.
Right, and there's a total of 50,000 voter swing just in Pennsylvania alone.
Hey, Dan missed it though. Let's do it again. Trump won! The crowd's loving it. Hey, for one old time's sake though, let's try it. Kamala Harris.
Still works.
Still works. Should be working back at McDonald's for you know it, serving French fries.
But if you want to get down to more numbers here, John, Trump won PA by 130,000.
Yeah.
Was what they said. And Minnesota, Wisconsin, altogether, those two states combined, he won by 100.
And you know how many Amish come out and voted in the Amish community in Pennsylvania?
I've heard different numbers. I've heard 80,000, 90,000, a lot.
Right around 100,000.
And you know what that's around? You know why they did
The
that?
Amish.
You know why they did that, right, John? Two reasons. One reason was because the government came in and shut down a dairy farmer, an Amish dairy farmer. And,
common sense.
yeah.
Yes.
And the other reason is the great Scott Pressler, who basically ran the wheels off his car, getting Pennsylvania. I mean, he actually moved to Pennsylvania so he could do this. And there's a shout out to Scott Pressler. That we totally appreciate his hard work. And I actually think that young man is just getting started, to be quite honest with you. I think we're going to see a lot of him in the future. Probably the midterms. I'm sure he's going to make his voice heard.
He's got to act together.
Yeah, he's something else. I've actually had the pleasure of meeting Scott. He's a pretty cool guy. He really is. But yeah, I mean, you can't be. Also, Trump won Dade County, Florida. I mean, that's a largely Latino, Cuban-based community down there, and he won that community. And there's also a lot of.
Well, that's because the people that lived there were immigrants. They didn't get no checks.
Right.
They didn't get no housing. They didn't get no free health care. They didn't get no food cards. They came here and earned a living. And
So,
they're pissed off because they're like, what the hell happened? We came here, nobody gave us nothing. We've been struggling. And now all these other people coming in here and you're giving them everything.
Within 12 hours of Trump being elected, Hamas called up and said, "Hey, can we get that peace deal on the table here?" Literally 12 hours after the election was over. And that's not all. The Mexicans are turning around these caravans.
Yeah, they're turning the caravans around.
Trump says that he's going to tariff them into depressions if they don't work with us on this.
He's not even in office yet and things are changing.
Right. What have you heard about Ukraine and Russia since he's been elected?
I haven't heard anything.
They pretty
quite
much
yet.
shut it all down here.
But it's going to calm down, isn't it?
Well, they don't want to do anything that's going to piss off the big orange man.
I did hear though that Biden's getting ready to send $6 billion more to Ukraine,
Well,
and I'm
we'll see
like,
what
why?
happens.
Launder.
Yeah, Putin said-
Well, he got to get that last paycheck in.
Right.
They got to have that last $6 billion so they can get their last kickback.
Hunter might be getting low on some cocaine or something,
Well, Hunter ain't cutting it no more. Nobody's buying Hunter's artwork no more for millions of dollars.
Ain't that the truth? I mean, as
He's
if they
no
were buying-
Rembrandt. But
As if they were buying it to begin with, John.
well, you know what they were doing.
Right.
Laundering money through artwork.
Right. Well,
And they do a lot of that laundering money through artwork, not just Hunter Biden. That's the
Right.
biggest scam there ever was.
And book deals.
book deals.
Book deals is another
and,
money
and
laundering.
Netflix deals like the Obama's got going on.
Yeah, that's a big launder thing.
We did a whole show about these guys, how they got their money, how they bought a $10 million yacht for $300,000, and Chuck Schumer gets a $6 million property for what,
And
80
Bernie Marino finally got that scumbag Sherrod Brown.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah.
All right, good job, Evan. Way to catch that.
Ohio.
Yeah, Sherrod Brown is gone finally.
I was tired of waiting him out there in my ditch in the front yard going, Sherrod, you got to go to work. You got to go to work.
face down his own puke. Probably, John.
Probably.
Probably. It looked like Sherrod.
I know one thing, the man never knew what a hairbrush was in his life.
He didn't know what Ohio. He didn't know what working for the people in Ohio was.
He reminded me of a guy I used to work for. I don't want to say his name, but we used to have to. I worked at a sign company, and he wouldn't show up. The boss said, "Well, go down to the bridge and look down there and see." And there he'd be sleeping under the bridge.
Yeah.
John, you got to. His name was John. He says, "John, we got to go to work." And he'd come out from under the bridge, off his drunk, and I look at him. I go, "Really? You're gonna go to work?" "Yeah, I'm ready." I'm like, "Wow." And you didn't want him to take his coveralls off though, because just keep them babies zipped up, God, because I got in a mansard roof with him, and he got. I had to come out of there because, whoo.
Right. Well, I guess it's time to do that weekly rant thing.
Oh, the rant.
Yep. Anybody want to join in?
Ha 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 ha.
We're talking about sore losers this week, and we know who they are.
Well, hang on, my battery fell out.
Oh shit!
Grumble,
Don't throw it,
grumble,
John.
complain.
I've been tiny on my phone.
I got it.
Diane's looking them up.
All right, it's rant
Pretty easy to
time.
find, aren't they?
Start.
Joy Reid's a sorry loser.
Sore losers.
I'm waiting for Mark Cuban to show his ugly face. You know, he was.
Mark Cuban actually called and congratulated him.
Was that Mark Cuban or Rachel Maddow? I can't tell them apart.
But my big deal is sore losers. Joy Bear. Who else? Whoopi Goldberg
Oh
from The
my
View. Who else? They're all going to leave the country.
Yeah.
You know what I gotta say? Get the hell out of here then, because we don't want you. If you don't like this country, the greatest country in the world, you think it's so bad, beat it. Go find somewhere better.
Rob Reiner was gonna set himself on fire.
Rob Reiner, I'm waiting to see that video you running around with lighter fluid all over
When is Ben Miller
screaming.
gonna drink Drano? Come on.
WestJet's running a special to Canada.
Yeah. We'll even pay for you to go there, Rob. Get to go to Canada, and we'll set you on fire on the way across the border.
I'm waiting on Bruce Springsteen to get out of the USA as soon as he can.
Somebody was gonna run their car off a cliff too. Who was that, or something?
I think that was Rob Reiner too, wasn't it? I don't know.
But these people are crazy. You know,
Meathead, you don't know.
I'm on Facebook and a woman's like, "Oh my God," she posted, "Oh my God, I'm so in fear for my life and people are gonna die and I'm just scared." And all I did was ask her, "Well, why are you in fear for your life?"
Hey, you
She
guys,
couldn't tell me.
Diddy's on the list of people that's gonna leave the country.
Who?
P. Diddy, he's on that list too.
Is he gonna take all his guard? Are they gonna move the cell?
Oprah, don't forget about
Oprah
Oprah.
Winfrey, get out of here, Oprah. See ya, bye.
I thought Bill Gates already owned half of Africa and left the country a long time ago. I mean, come on.
Well, I didn't hear Bill Gates say he's gonna leave the country because he's hardly ever in the country.
We're gonna lose all the pedophiles.
Yep.
He can't go too many places.
But if you
without-
really want to leave the country, nobody's stopping you. Quit threatening us with this showboating and carrying on.
Cher promised to blow her brains out. She hasn't hung
No.
up that into the deal.
No,
The reason
no.
why they're leaving the country is because they are pedophiles.
Yeah.
Because
But nobody cares if they leave.
Oh, and that was Bono that was going to drive his car off a cliff.
Bono ain't even from here. He's from
Ireland. Yeah, who
Rob
cares?
Reiner? God, that guy's...
Meathead.
Yeah, he's going to set himself on
Here I
fire.
thought he was playing that part on Archie
Wait.
Bunker, and he's really a meathead.
It wouldn't be surprising to see a Democrat self-emulate, to be quite honest with you. they do that quite often. Oh, Lord. But yeah, there's a whole list of them, man. I mean, there's going to be some prime property in Hollywood when these bastards finally get off their ass and do what they say
They're not leaving. They're just making up whatever it is, and they're stupid.
Well, we'll see. I mean, Barbara Streisand, I wouldn't miss her for a minute.
No, she ain't had a hit record in 50
Who
years.
the fuck is John Legend? I don't even know who that is.
He's I'm not
Chrissy
gonna.
Teigen's pedophile husband.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
And Alec
He's on the
Baldwin.
vaccine commercials.
You know, Alec Baldwin
Yeah.
ain't going to do any gun safety commercials in America, so he can go.
All right, that's a 3-minute rant.
Yeah.
All you celebrities, beat it. We don't care. Get
Tom
out of
Hanks,
here.
AOC,
Tired of
Lady
hearing you
Gaga,
whine.
get the fuck out of here.
Yes, we're tired of it. Quit whining.
Taylor Swift, you got 3 jets. Just pick one and get out of here. Go.
Oh, look at there. That's aggravating, isn't it? All right, Ed, there's the 3-minute rant.
Travis Kelce's gonna leave too?
Well, he has to because
Doesn't he? He's like a millionaire football player.
he's
They don't
Taylor's
even
butt
have-
muffin. He has to do what she says. She's got more money than him.
You're right. Yeah,
A lot of them have said too that they will not perform in red states, so they're gonna be up in Jersey.
Well, guess what?
Hey,
Nobody in a red state wants to see him anyhow, so they're not hurting our feelings.
to quote the great Michael Jordan,
Go
Republicans
away.
buy shoes too.
See how much money your liberal friends really want to pay.
Right, right.
Because that's not where the money is.
That's right.
Unless somebody's going to pay for their ticket, they're not showing up to the concerts, and the government's not paying for their tickets.
Half these guys on this list probably want to leave America before they're brought up on charges or even just kicked out like George Soros.
Maybe that's the reason, huh?
Bring down Uncle Ted, we'll pay for his ticket.
You look at the list, it looks a lot like P. Diddy's freak out list. That's what I'm looking at.
As Andre said, they went straight from Epstein Island to P. Diddy's.
One and the same. One and the same.
JD just said he's looking forward to cleaning out Washington by releasing the Epstein and the Diddy list.
Oh, that'll clean it out.
Oh, he didn't say that?
Yep.
Awesome.
Well, if they're going to do something like that, then let's do something about this, not release it and
What
then
do you
sweep
guys,
everything under the rug.
Let's hear it. What do you guys
We've had
looking?
enough of that.
What are you guys looking forward most to the next Trump 4 years? Is
The
it
economy.
the economy?
Illegal immigrants out.
I'm looking to clean out Washington and get rid of all this shit bags in there. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Already though,
Bring out the FBI and the CIA.
And that's what he said he was going to do first, was clean out
Exactly
those
right.
organizations and get it straight.
get rid of General Milley, kick him out. All
Yes.
all the
Time to turn the ship around.
But Diane brought up immigrants. The mayor of New York actually announced that they've cut the immigrants off. They're not going to get any more free food, free money, and there's already a rush to the gate to get the fuck out of there.
Well, you know why they got to do that? They've got 2 months to taper it off.
Well, you got
And
to
then
understand.
bam, it's going to be cut off. So they got to wean
Right.
them off a little bit at a time. If they just shut them off right, they're going to have a catastrophe.
A lot of these people are going to leave anyway. As soon as they find out that they're going to, they're going to be deported and their free money's cut off, they're going to look for a way
I
out.
believe it's going to be the largest migration we've ever seen going the opposite way across the border.
Since Bill Clinton.
Willfully.
Bill Clinton.
Oh, holy tea.
Bill Clinton deported $12 million.
And don't get me wrong, I don't believe that everybody that's come over here is a bad person.
No.
That's right.
You know, I mean, there's a lot of good ones that are here and they're working hard, they're doing their thing, and they're trying to assimilate. And I don't.
But John,
mind
you
those
got to do
people.
it right. You can't. The first,
Well,
your
but
first
you're-
act in America.
You're not
can't
letting
be
me
breaking
finish
the law.
though, Ed.
Oh.
But there's a shitload of them that are gang members, that
Right.
are criminals, that are rapists, that are everything else. Them's the ones we got to get rid of and get them out of here.
Well, most of them are sent here by their government.
So don't take us as we hate immigrants because
No, absolutely.
almost everybody everybody in this country is an immigrant or part of their
Mostly.
family was at one time, unless you're an American Indian. And I got to make a point about that is. You don't want to carry on about that. I said, but them Indians took this land from somebody else before them too.
Right, and then they took it from
That's
each
how
other.
it works. The entire life of the world, somebody's taken the land from somebody else.
Well, in their entire history too, John, they were too busy fighting and killing one another and conquering their lands. and
But there
taking
had
the
to be
land from
somebody
each
here
other.
before them.
Right.
They've been here since the Stone Age,
Well, maybe the T-Rex was here and was eating all the people.
and we took it, and they took it from the T-Rexes. Whatever.
But you know, if you're going to be an immigrant, you're going to have to come in the right way and speak English because that's what the
Or
language.
try, make an attempt to
You can learn
assimilate.
Oui, c'est ça qu'on va faire.
Yeah.
What do you say?
But see, it's just not the Latin people though. We got them coming from China, coming from Pakistan,
Right.
coming from
Right.
all over the world.
We've got 20,000 China in California alone
And-
that just come over in the last 4 years. Now,
Yeah.
the Chinese people aren't free to travel the world like we are. So the only way that they get out of China is if the government sends them.
Yeah.
Or kicks them out.
Or kicks them out. Well, they're sent here, John. They don't kick them out. They kill them.
We'll take the Chinese, but we don't want the Irish.
Yeah, they're damn
Irish are bad. Yeah. Irish
Damn
and
you,
Germans.
Conor
We don't want
McGregor.
none of those damn Nazi Germans either.
I'm going to Ireland.
Yeah, Nazis. Yeah.
No.
Well, if we're not Nazis, we're garbage, and
Now what are we on
I
to?
think them all that vote for Trump.
I think Joe Biden did. Joe Biden showed up at the polls in a nice, pretty red dress.
I'll bet you that Hillary hates Kamala so much she actually voted for Trump. And said she voted for Kamala.
I don't know if you guys seen Joe Biden's last press conference, but he was giddy as a schoolgirl.
Yeah.
He could barely. He could.
Who?
Joe Biden. He could hardly.
Yeah.
If that was the Joe Biden that showed up for the debate, we wouldn't even have had a Kamala there. I don't know what they shot him up for that press conference, but he was happy.
Yeah. He got into Hunter's Code, but that's okay.
It's funny because you haven't heard much about Joe Biden in the last month and a half.
Well, except his garbage comment with that he threw out there.
Yes, he
When,
did.
And the garbage won.
And then he wants-
Let's get stinky!
Which that's more proof that he hates Kamala because she had her big
Did
75.
you hear that, Ed?
Yeah.
She said, let's get stinky.
Yeah, Biden wants to smack John on the ass too, so.
Wants to smack me on the ass.
Yeah.
All you,
I'll give you-
Orders.
I'll give you one shot at you. If you don't do it the right way, if you don't do it the right way, you get punched in the face though, if you do it freaking properly. And I don't care. Because I can say you smacked me first.
Anyway, back on topic, Jim. Let's just once again congratulate Donald Trump and being
Yes.
for his second term, and we're all looking forward to it.
And I want to say something else. Everybody's really happy right now. We're all overjoyed at the fact that we got Trump in office. We got a lot of we took back the Senate. It looks like we're going to take back the House. But we can't stop here. We got to be on these people now.
It's just getting started.
We got to be writing letters. We got to be in contact with them. We got to make them listen to us now because now we've got some people that are going to listen and we're going to say, look, buddy, it's time you listen to the people.
Yeah.
Right.
We can't stop here. We can't just go all we want and everybody go back to normal and forget about it. We got to stay on their ass now because now we're getting somewhere.
Right.
That's right.
We went the right direction. We just need to keep going.
Yes, because this is just the first small step.
So I was talking to a guy today. He stopped by and bought some wood from me, and he says, "When are you going to turn your flag back up, right side up?" And I'm like, "After the inauguration, because that's when I figure that the country will no longer be in distress." And he goes, "Well, he goes, it's probably our last election we'll ever have." I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "Well, Trump's going to make it where he stays president for years and years." And I go, "Oh, you mean like he did last time?" I go, "That's silly, dude." I go, "I don't even know what news network you got that from, but that's got to be one of the dumbest arguments I've ever heard."
But maybe J.D. Vance will be president after for 8
Well,
years.
that's what I mentioned. I go, "It's going to be 8 years of Vance and probably 8 years of DeSantis after Vance." And now Vivek's going to be the governor of Ohio. You'll see Vivek.
People come up with crazy shit because of
I have a
the
feeling-
boob tube.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Mike DeWine's going to appoint Vivek as the senator in J.D. Vance's seat, and when that term's up, he's going to run for governor.
That would be a good idea. But
That guy's
DeWine's
awesome.
not that smart.
Who?
DeWine.
No, he's
Yeah.
Right now.
He's a rhino. He always has been, but
Yeah.
you know, it is what it is. I've never been a Mike DeWine fan.
All right, Ed.
He signs the right bills.
Let me get this going again.
Right.
Conceal carry, all that.
Well, I remember he was a district attorney when the largest mass murder in the state of Ohio happened down in southern Ohio, when one family killed the other. Do you remember that?
I don't know what we're going to get, Ed,
Pinkerton County?
but we're going to get something.
What do you mean? Oh,
Music.
might not be the song, but it's going to be a song.
As long as it's our song, we're okay.
Well, let's see what happens.
So that's a wrap.
We'll see you next week.
Enjoy your week. See you next
Celebrate,
week.
celebrate, celebrate.
I'm Dr. John.
I'm Little Ed.
This is Enough Already. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Thanks for the studio audience to be here today.